This is my number 2 extended thoughts on my top 10 changes I want to see in Disney Infinity 3.0, the game. If you haven't seen the overview video, just click here. That'll take you to the overview video. But this is just my extended thoughts on number 2, which is the creation of an Infinity world. So 1.0 and 2.0, in my opinion, were far too complex menu UI wise. And yet, I'm going to almost contradict myself by saying I almost feel like I want to be more complex. More complex in the way that I want an infinity world that my characters are living in. And I've used time and time again the example of Animal Crossing. I love the idea of when you load into your game, you're right there, and maybe you're represented by a generic character, maybe you're represented by the character that's on the base, I don't know, but my point is, I like the idea of this world that you run around in that is like the Infinity Hub, a place that you can customize yourself like you do in the Animal Crossing homes. We had a sort of a close approximation with that with the My Interior in Disney Infinity 2.0. So close, yet so far. But the idea that you can unlock these custom decorations and stuff and decorate your own space the way you want to. But what it lacked is this ability then to sort of share that experience with your friends in an intuitive way. Like, I like the idea of launching into a place like that, but here's all the figures that you've purchased, all interacting with each other, just randomly roaming around. I like the idea of you being able to invite your friends into that space, and it's almost like a pre-lobby to whatever you're going to do together. So whoever comes into your house, it's like you can walk around, you can talk to each other, you can show each other all your achievements. All your achievements are on the walls in like paintings or whatever. They might be your, you know, your leaderboard times, or I don't know, your completion levels of certain challenges in the playsets. You can see what playsets they've played and all this information while you're hanging together in this infinity world. And then from there you can go to an arcade machine and go, let's launch a toy box and play together, or let's go do this playset together. All these things. It just makes a much more interesting and vibrant space to be, rather than just a text menu of all these different things. And I don't know. Is there an opportunity for, I think I've mentioned this before, where instead of a dedicated Hall of Heroes, you're just, as soon as you put down a character, you unlock the statue or trophy for that character, so you can actually build your own Hall of Heroes by putting those characters wherever you want. So you can set up your own arrangements of how you want to display your Hall of Heroes. Build, you know, offshore rooms. You might want a room, this is just going to be my, you know, Fab 5 room, or you know what I mean. But a completely design it the way you want to Hall of Heroes, and as you progress with those characters, maybe you unlock things to do, like for instance with, again, I've got Sorcerer's Mickey over here. So you got the Sorcerer's Mickey, as you rank him up, you're unlocking mop statues, or a mop lampshade. All these things that are attributed to that character unlocking, so you can further enhance your Hall of Heroes and your interior or world with these sorts of things. I guess when I think Infinity World would be really cool if you could then, without even the other players knowing, or not necessarily having them be there, again in that Animal Crossing sense, come out of whatever your home is and visit your friends' homes on this globe vibe. So I could go visit my mate's house without him even knowing and check out his latest achievements, or try and go into his house and try and beat his record time, or just see how he's arranged things. I think this is a really good gamification of a UI, and again is exciting because you're adding to it all the time, you're changing it all the time based on your new acquisitions of power discs or figures or whatever it might be. But I just think that's going to would be so much more interesting, and it sort of, again, ties a lot of things together. It unifies the menu, it unifies Hall of Heroes, so all of a sudden you're not having to load. It just seems silly to me to load into a Hall of Heroes. Like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's my thought on that. Again, I've touched on it many times before, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But what would you do? Let me know in the comments what you would do if we had an infinity world as sort of the home base area. To sort of, that's where the game boots into, where you sort of start off, what you're doing, what you'd like to do, how you'd play with that, how you'd interact with that, and what sort of features would you like to see in that sort of idea. Let me know in the comments. We will discuss those comments in a future episode of Inside Infinity Podcast, and thank you for watching.